A group of people with superpowers fled their homeland and made their way to Seoul, South Korea. To stay off the government's radar and avoid being hunted down, they posed as a family. Ji-hoon took on the role of the grandson. But on his very first day of school, he got bullied. Worried about blowing his cover, he couldn't use his powers, so he decided to play dirty instead. He zeroed in on one of the bullies and bit the guy's arm hard enough to draw blood. But the bullies weren't scared at all. They just warned Ji-hoon to watch his back. This was only their first encounter. After the bullies walked away, Ji-hoon suddenly jumped to his feet, bouncing around and throwing a few combat moves. If he'd actually used those techniques earlier, he would have broken some bones for sure. The fantasy got him pretty pumped up. A girl who'd been secretly watching from nearby thought he was out of his mind and actually felt sorry for him. Meanwhile, the bullies were practically asking for trouble. They tracked down Ji-hoon's fake sister Ji-woo and started snapping photos of her with their phones. But Ji-woo was no pushover. She warned them to delete the pictures immediately. The arrogant punks just ignored her. Ji-woo was furious. But since they were still in the classroom, she held back. Later, the guy with the injured arm spotted Ji-hoon walking into the classroom and moved in for payback. But the student council president stepped in and blocked him.
좋겠대. 적당히 알맞게 하자.
그럼요, 회장님.
The president diffused the situation for the siblings, at least for now. But after school, the bullies took things way too far. They photoshopped Ji-woo's face onto explicit images and taunted her with them, trying to lure her somewhere. Ji-woo, still seething from before, took the bait and followed them. Ji-hoon didn't bother helping. He just headed straight home. That's when the girl from earlier caught up with him. She warned Ji-hoon that his sister was in danger. Those bullies had a habit of secretly photographing pretty girls, editing their faces onto inappropriate photos, and then blackmailing them into illegal deals. This girl herself had been one of their victims. But Ji-hoon wasn't worried at all. He said it was the bullies who should be careful about getting hurt. By then, Ji-woo had followed the bullies to an arcade. They were surprised she actually had the guts to show up. Looking at the disgusting photos on their phone, Ji-woo's rage boiled over. She was ready to teach them a lesson. She told them she'd even let them have the first 2 hits. The bullies didn't hold back and punched her twice. But when they tried to swing again, Ji-woo knocked out the leader in an instant. One of his buddies grabbed a glass bottle to attack her, but she dodged it effortlessly. Then she hurled the ball in her hand with full force, snapping the guy's fingers on impact. That's when Ji-hoon finally strolled in.
대지 마. 내 일이고 내가 해결해.
이 일이면 내가 신경이나 쓰겠니?
하고 가야 되는.